Hi, my name is Nicolas Lohman. I'm a Partner Solutions Architect at Amazon Web Services. Today I have Rick from Red Hat here joining me.
Hi Nick, my name is Ricardo Garcia, and I'm a Technical Marketing Manager at Red Hat, focused mainly on SAP customers.
Today we're going to be talking about maintenance on an SAP system.
Right, and we want to achieve near zero downtime, which is very convenient for any customer, so that the users won't be affected by the maintenance, and they can still be working on the SAP systems while the maintenance is being done.
So we're going to start off with our Ansible automation platform here. So,
because that will be orchestrating the whole process.
And then we have smart management as well.
Right, because we want to do a maintenance on the SAP nodes. It might be just, for example, a package application, a security fixes application that will be done with smart management.
And then we have Red Hat Insights
as well. It's gathering information from the SAP servers and seeing if there's any configuration drift, anything that's missing in there.
So one thing that's great about Insights is it's always looking at configuration data and comparing it with best practices, and if it sees an anomaly of something, it's going to give you an alert on there.
Right.
So we have first AZ availability zone over here. And we have an EC2 instance in here with our HANA database.
Okay. So, yeah, we'll be doing the maintenance on the HANA database servers.
This is all here in availability zone 1, and then over here in availability zone 2, completely different data center. We have another EC2 HANA instance.
Right. And we will have a cluster for those two HANA instances, right?
We're going to cluster them. What do we?
Pacemaker cluster.
Okay, we're using Pacemaker here.
Yes. So Pacemaker will have the SAP HANA instance resource that will be failed over when, depending on the node that we're patching or where we're doing the maintenance, and it will have a virtual IP exactly. That will be used by the SAP application to connect to the HANA server that's being the primary at a specific moment.
So right now this one's the primary,
right,
since it's in AZ1, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have our virtual IP is pointing here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've heard something about this near zero downtime.
Right.
What does that mean?
So that means that while we're patching the servers, the users won't see any interruption in the service. So let's say we want to apply some packages. What we will do is, first of all, we will do the maintenance here in the secondary server. The users will be connected to the primary server, so they won't see any interruption whatsoever. Once this is done, Ansible will trigger the failover of the virtual IP of the pacemaker, right? So this one that has already been patched will become the primary, and we will do the patching here. So the patching will be done by smart management, controlled by Ansible automation platform. But what is important here is, while this virtual IP is failed over, that will typically take 1 second or less, still the users won't see any interruption, and that's because they will be using, or we will be using, a feature in the application level of SAP, which is the suspend database connection. That's something that is a parameter that we add in one of in the instance profiles of the SAP application, saying we are going to do a failover of the virtual IP. All the transactions to the database that need to write to the database occurring while this virtual IP failover takes place will be written to a buffer, because at the moment, while we're failing over, there's no real connection to the database. Once the virtual IP is pointing to the new primary, the connection will be reestablished, and those transactions in the buffer will be written to the database.
So we're going to patch our secondary system first.
Yes.
And then once we patch our secondary system, we're going to point over to here.
That's correct.
And then this is going to become our primary.
Primary.
All right. And then, so we'll have a primary over here at this point, and this guy over here he's taken offline.
Mm-hmm.
And and then we're going to apply all the patches to this
Yeah.
one, and this will be our secondary at this point.
Right. And in the end, we can stay with this configuration or revert back to the initial situation up to the customer. We have insights here as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, what could be the use case here is, for example, when this is a planned maintenance.
Yeah,
we know that we need to apply
We're going to do
those
this
patches.
we're going to do this on Friday night whenever
Right,
we
for
get some
example,
downtime.
Yeah, so the basis administrator can be relaxed and say, okay, it's going to be all controlled by Ansible Automation Platform. I don't really need to be doing stuff on a Friday night. But if something comes up before the intervention, for example.
Yeah, so like on Thursday afternoon, we see a CVE that comes up on our insights and
Right.
says, hey, you need to address this CVE in both your systems.
Mhm.
So we can loop that into and include that in our Friday night maintenance.
Right.
So we're going to add that into our workflow with Ansible right here, because our insights is going to generate a remediation playbook
Right.
that we can use in our workflow. And we're just going to, in our Ansible workflow is going to be triggered by a schedule, because
Right.
we're scheduling this, we're not getting up to do it. And it's going to go ahead and we'll include this CVE remediation playbook in here with our planned maintenance. That way that CVE is applied to both of these systems at the same time. We're not having, and that's not affecting our near zero
Yeah,
downtime.
Absolutely.
So we're not only including these things that come up, but we have planned maintenance, and our planned maintenance is being executed in an automated manner
Mhm.
because it's planned in a playbook, in a workflow that's going to happen autonomously. And that way we don't have a human at 2 a.m. going through SSHing into
Which is
servers
great.
and changing things and waiting on things to go up and refilling a coffee cup at the same time. That sounds like a great thing.
It is. And yeah, I like the idea of adding things that might appear before the planned maintenance, adding them to the workflow that's going to be executed when the maintenance takes place. Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rick.
Thank you, Nick. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for stopping by and learn some more about how automation and smart management and insights can work together to manage your SAP systems.